you care, we all care. Friends for F-I, friends. Alright, so continuing on. My name is Henry Blue. I'm gonna do a little comedy. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But last week I started off, or ended off with that if I wasn't here, that means I didn't love any of you, and I got bored. But we're back here this week. We're gonna be back next week. So I love every single one in this bar. Alright, so a little bit of myself is that I have 3 siblings and I have 1 sister and I am 25 years old. You know, it's not easy being a middle child. You know, it's really hard, especially when your family's from El Salvador. You know how it be out there. So we moved here to America, and as the middle child, there's some pros, but there's also a lot of cons. You know, my superpower is talking over other people. And and so, as I said, 25, have 3 brothers. Anyways, I have 3 brothers, 1 sister, and I want to start off with, I've been professionally ignored for the last 20 years of my life, just the same way as I have been for the last 2 minutes of my set. And it's okay. We are here and we are loving it. The vibe is good, my vibe is good. Yep. And me and my duo here, we're going to start our skit off with the man on the stage with me, and we are besties. My name is Henry Blue, and I hope you love my skit. So continuing off, what about me is different than the average person? Not much, but growing up as a middle child, you know, you are given a role in the family. And my role was a direction person because I spent most of my life silent. And when you're silent, for some reason, they think you know something that they don't. So every time we went to Disneyland, every time we went to a public event, we were like looking at Henry, hey Henry, where the fuck are we going? I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I just finished my degree in biochemistry, and we out here on this stage doing a comedy skit. If you guys want to hear about anything about enzymes or protons or some shit, I'll talk to you after the show about it. But right now, yeah, so thank you so much for the laugh. It makes me feel, welcome. Thank you very much. And so I'm a bartender at San Pedro Square. And I transition, yeah, bartender, respect your bartenders. Because you don't know what the fuck I'm going to put in your drink. And, and so, but, we gave up. Not her. But, so we transitioned from being a bartender to doing EMT. It's basically the same type of work, We're out here saving lives, helping people. As an EMT, I stop the loss of blood, but as a bartender, I just start that shit, you never know what's gonna happen when you sit at my bar. But I think that's my favorite part. I only got into that career because I love people watching. Watching people just fall over each other is so funny. But, oh my God, let me tell you about this one time. I had an ex, right? And her favorite thing was going on Reddit and watching people not even people, she watched children. She watched 5-year-old children just fall off stuff. I don't understand what her deal was, but that's why we're not together, because I want to have a family. I want my family to love me. But she was awesome in a weird way. So, as I was saying, EMT, saving lives. One thing I learned as an EMT is that for some reason, people have this weird desire to just do weird things, It's not my job to ask them how they got in the situation they got into. I only drive the van, So we're basically an Uber, because as an EMT, I only know BSL, which is basic life support. So if for any reason your heart stops, I got you. But other than that, it'd be weird. Just like how it's weird right now. But we keep it pushing. And one of the weirdest encounters is that, this one dude, he just had a curiosity like no other. And he was really curious with objects. And it's not my job. He inserted you beat me to my point, but it's not what they insert, but how big they insert. And this guy had something to prove. I don't know who he had to prove, but he shoved something. I think about it, I don't know how he's alive. He should have dropped dead right there. Yes, sir.
Real man truck or AMI?
AMR, I worked, I did a FT, what's up there, dude? Shit, that's why I don't, huh?
No, with your dispatcher.
You're my dispatch? Yeah, there's, AMR is like, for anyone who doesn't know, AMR is like an emergency, like 911. And I did IFT, which is inter-facility transport. So I basically just brought elderly people from their residency back to their home. And, you know, that's basically an Uber. They could have hired someone for $20 an hour, you know, just paying the Uber drivers to take them to the hospital. But for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to just, you know, pay like $4K for my ass to show up in an ambulance. You know, that's how you know that confidence is everything. The way you present yourself can cause you to make like $4K more money. So I encourage everyone in the crowd here, if you have a dream, chase it. Chase it like no other, because if you don't, you're just gonna end up like getting scammed by everyone. Facts. So I worked as an EMT, going back to the insertion. This one guy, you know, I don't ask questions, I just drive the van, but my saying from that story is that curiosity killed the cat and sent the dude to the ER. And, oh shit's right, he went to the ER. And so we left that profession behind because I couldn't take the mental stress. It was different than like when you argue with your girl or argue with your parents or argue with like your dog. But that stress just kept building up. I was doing like overtime here, 60 hours there, and I was not getting any love from it. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. My neck just kind of told me crack. So I had to crack it, do a little stretch. But we went back to bartending because who wants to get paid minimum wage to try and save lives? And then at the end of the day, no one even like knowing you afterwards. So I went back to bartending, went from $18 an hour to making $80 an hour, and it was awesome. So yeah.
Can I get a signature on ice?
We got this. Thank you guys. Okay, so bartending, I'm a bartender, right? So if you sit at my bar, congratulations. You know, you're now part of my 3-season episode of soap operas. And every time you come to the bar, we're making a new episode. And you are the main character. And if I forget your name, it's okay, because I definitely remember what you drink. And I will pour that on like this call. Just the moment you walk in that door, you're gonna get your, you know, Jackson Coke, you're gonna get your tequila soda. Some girls like here like Cosmos. I hate Cosmos. Don't ask for a fucking mojito. If you ask for a mojito, leave my bar. You're at the wrong bar. And so yeah. So one day we had 12 people at the bar, right? And I like a little bit of drama. I don't know where that comes from. I grew up watching novellas from my mom, and maybe that's the reason. Yeah, novellas are fire. So we like a little drama. So if I'm at a bar and I'm your bartender, right, and you did not come for anyone, don't worry, because I will help you out. I'm your guardian angel. Don't even trip. If there's a girl on the other side of the bar, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pour you a beer, and I'm gonna bring it to that girl and say like, hey, he got you this beer. Or I'm gonna give it to you. More likely, I'm gonna give it to you and be like, hey, here's your Pacifico, and that girl on the other side of the bar ordered that shit for you. And be like, her name is Carly. Go up there, bro. You got this. And I'll watch that shit go down. It's like a train wreck. But that's like my favorite thing. You know, like we are out here making love stories. Every good love story ends up starting with a lie, and that's why our divorce rate in America is 50%. You know, because every good relationship starts with a good lie, and there's nothing better than getting hammered on your first meeting. All right. So, bartending was fun, and yeah, I don't know where I'm going in life, but I just graduated from biochemistry, and you know, my parents asked me like, hey, what do you plan to do? And I look at them and I'm like, I don't know what you think I'm gonna do, because like my family's just a bunch of construction workers, but I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna lie my ass off. Like every single thing I say might be truth, might be not. Don't look at my LinkedIn, and for sure, you can find me on Feet finder. Feet finder? Feet finder. Feet finder, we know how to go. Yeah, feet finder. You know, we got the prettiest toes in the club. Hey, hey. Yep. And, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And, yeah, I'm Henry Blue. I wish I started us off a little bit stronger.